Flow hot, whip cold, I'm bipolar, and I'm back again. This time is another unscripted video where I'm screen recording, but I'm talking about art this time. This was initially going to go on my second channel, and I've been planning this for a while, but after talking about it with a friend, I decided, you know what, let me just get this video over with. So one thing that Naruto's really good at in the manga is combos and like flow, panel flow. And the reason behind that is two things. The first thing is the stages of an attack. At least in a manga, there are four. I believe there are 4 stages. Or at least that's how I classify them. The first stage is the wind up. In my video where I talked about manga art, I said there were 3, but I've added a 4th. So there's wind up, there's flight pattern, there's the actual hit, and then there's a follow through. And I'll show you how Naruto uses those. And then the second thing that makes these fights great is that where the position the character ends up in after their attack matters for their following attack. They don't just reset. But I'll get into that more as I go on. So here, first we have Naruto charging up. That's 1. Then we have the actual hit. That's 2. No, that's 3. That's actually 3. So you have the wind up and you have the actual strike. Then you have the wind up again. And then over here, you have the actual strike plus the follow through. So that's like the 3. Then again, you got wind up and then the actual strike. So here he's mostly just doing 1-3, 1-3. Wind up, strike, wind up, strike, wind up, strike. So, but then the other thing that's interesting is his position matters. You see here, this specific pose leads into this attack. He doesn't just throw another punch. He has to twist his body and then kick. And then here he kind of resets here. But that's the first time that Kishimoto did anything like this. It's pretty good. Second time, that was chapter 5. This one is in chapter 7. Here we see the wind up, then we see the blow. There's no flight pattern. There's also no follow through here because the attack is stopped. And then we see the wind up, then we see the blow. And then the next one, we see, oh wait, hold up, this was his wind up. And then here, the blow. And then you see the wind up. Actually, this is a follow through. This is a 2. No, actually, you know what, we can count that as 1. See 1, wind up, follow through, and then actual blow. And then here his position, this is one of the best combos in relation to position, because here you see kicks, and Kakashi grabs his foot. So now he can't kick with that foot anymore. So he has to try something else. He attacks with his fist, and now his fist is grabbed. And from this position, he has to use whatever's left. He uses his remaining foot, ends up with a kick, ends up in this position, and then he sends another attack from this specific position. And that's what makes the combo really cool. And now we get to number 24, chapter 24. As you can see, Kishimoto stepping up his game. Here we got the wind up, that's 1. Then we got the flight pattern, that's 2. Then we got the actual hit, that's 3. And then here, I guess technically you could count this as a wind up because you can see the kunai moving. You have the wind up. You have the attack, and then here you got the wind up again. You have the flight pattern, and then you have the actual attack. And what's cool, and that's a little fall through too. That's 3 and 4 because you can see him flying back. And then, as I said again, position matters. He smacks him with his. I don't know why he didn't stab him, but he smacks him with his hand, and then he's blocking with his hand. So both of them have their hands occupied. But then he throws the kunai that was in his hand. He ducks, and because he ducked, he turns around. Sasuke takes the opportunity to kick him while he's low. Smart combo, good art. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, and 3 and 4. But it just gets better. This is in the fight. That was chapter 24. This one is 37. Here, Naruto's attacking. You see his flight pattern, and then you see the attack, but it's blocked. And then from this position, I'll get to the position later. Then this is technically his wind up. This is flight pattern, or we could say this could function as wind up as well. This could function as the flight pattern, and then the attack just never lands. Meanwhile here, this is functioning as Lee's because he has used after images to show his wind up and then his actual attack. And then I guess you could count this as a follow through because he's spinning back. And then what's cool is the position. As you can see, his fist is down here, his hands are down here, so he can't just reset and punch. He has to use the momentum to launch another attack. And then Lee takes advantage of that because he's only standing on one foot and takes out the other foot. Results in a good looking combo. So as you can see, Kishimoto's getting better. And then we get here, Lines Barrage. Technically, you can count this as the hit and the follow through of a movement. Then we have a fight pattern of his kick. Then the kick actually lands. That's the 3. Then he starts moving his foot. I'm not gonna count. I mean, you can count that as follow through. That's follow through because he's pulling his foot back. Now he's going here. You see the attack pattern is flying. Actually, you can count that as wind up as well. I'm gonna count as wind up. Wind up, then the hit, then the follow through. See that? Wind up, hit, follow through. But then this follow through also doubles as a wind up for this punch, which then hits here. And then he's winding up 2 times for his final kick. You see the flight pattern of the kick, and then it lands. And there's no follow through here because he's hitting a brick. He's hitting the floor. How are you gonna follow through on that? And then the reason this combo is cool is because it's based on his position. He kicks here, but then that kick is blocked. So he comes up with another attack. Then he spins and punches, and using that momentum, he spins, comes with another punch. Using that momentum, he spins, lands another hit. That's cool. That was chapter 68. Chapter 178. That's a big jump. Here, actually, this is alright. I mean, this looks cool. This is the hit, and this is the follow through. But then where it starts getting good is here. You see, technically, I guess this could count as wind up, even though you don't get to see the foot winding up. You see he's turning his body. This is the flight, and then this is the hit. And then based on this position, if you're paying attention, you might notice that this is the combo he used on Kakashi. You got the wind up, then you got the hit. Then you got the fight pattern for this move. Then you got the hit. Then you got the wind up, flight pattern. But his attack gets interrupted. I'm gonna go to the next one later. And then as you can see, just like the Kakashi combo, his attacks matter based on where he is, on what's hands been caught. His foot's caught here, you can't use that. Now his hand's caught, can't use that. Foot's blocked, now you can't use that, you gotta use something else. And the position matters. Then we get to the next one. Here he does lines barrage again. That's cool. You see flight pattern. You see the hit. This hit, I don't like this panel because you can't actually see the hit. But then you see wind up, hit, wind up, hit, wind up, flight pattern, hit. I think a good action scene, oh, and follow through. I think at least for elite action, you need at least 3. Like you don't need, you can do wind up, hit, follow through, or you can do wind up, flight, hit. You don't need follow through and you don't need flight. Technically, you can just go between wind up and hit, wind up, hit. But it's smoother when you add follow through between the wind up and the hit. No, when you add flight pattern between the wind up and the hit, or you add follow through after the hit. And then obviously his position matters because it's lines barrage, like I explained before. And then this fight, oh man, this is probably one of my favorite examples. This entire fight, it's probably the best taijutsu fight in the story, and it goes to Lee. Okay, so Rock Lee, we got the wind up, and then we have the hit. Then we have wind up, and then the hit. Well, technically, you missed both of these. Then we got a brief step, wind up, hit, wind up. Then we see the motion, the pattern, and then the actual hit. And the reason this combo is so good is because it just does back to back, wind up, attack, wind up, attack. Look at that, just back to back, just the entire time. I'm gonna brief pause here. It just looks great, but it gets even better. The next chapter, oh man, this is Drunk Lee. So he's running in. Then we have, oops, that's the wrong number. That's the wrong number. This is the hit. He misses. Then we see the flight pattern of the next attack. Then we see the hit. Then we see there's like a setup for this next attack. Then we see the flight of it. Then we see the hit. It's going into this next attack. We see the flight pattern. Then we see the hit. But he's not done. We see the flight pattern. Then we see the hits. We see the flight. Is it flight pattern or wind up? Pick. You can choose which one. Then we see the hit. Then there's a bunch of hits here. Then this is a missed hit. Oh well, technically they're misses, but you know what I mean. Then we see the wind up for this one, and the hit. No, not wind up. This is a flight pattern. Then we see the flight pattern for the next one. Then we see the hit. Then we see another hit, and then another hit. Then we see the flight pattern, hit. Flight pattern, hit. This is another hit. He's taking advantage of both of these. He's doing a technique where he's grabbing his legs. And then there's a wind up. And then the hit. Once again, if you look at this, almost every single panel has something to do with this action. There's at least like back and forth. It's not just one hit, then a hit, then a hit, then a hit. It's at least rotating between like 2 and 3 or 1 and 3. You see, you got 3, then you got 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And then he has multiple 3s. 2, 3, 2, 3. Then he's doing this thing. This is a multi-step attack, so I guess you could count those as 1 and 2. I don't know. And then 1 and 3. And then now the positions. Here he attacks with one arm, then kind of rotates and attacks again. That one looks kind of weird. But then from this position, you can see he spins his momentum, puts one hand on the ground, grabs that cloth. No. With his hand that he hit, he grabs his cloth and pulls him in, and then kicks him away. That's based on his position. This hit, it's not really position based. Then here, he's upside down, he's attacking. There's nothing special here. But then this one's dope. He's dodging. He dodges by bending back, so he tries to take advantage of that position, but then he just stops mid-flight. And then from this position, he starts attacking with his hands. And as you can see, he attacks here, but then he sees a blind spot here. So he attacks there, he blocks there. Then he sees a blind spot somewhere else, he attacks there, he blocks there. And then using this foot that's up, no, not yet. Then he attacks with another blind spot, because his focus is up here with his hands, attacks with his feet. Then here, attacks with his head. He attacks with his hand. He dodges, and from that dodge position, he launches an attack, and then Lee takes advantage of that, wraps his feet around him, pulls him in and smacks him. That's just great work right there. Next one, first one from the time skip. They both attack, that's 3. Then you see the wind up, doing something. Then you see the flight pattern. Then you see the wind up for his action, for Sasuke's action. Then the next battle, both of them have their hit. Then here, technically is a hit because he's wrapping his arm around him, but he's doing a multi-step plan, wrapping around his foot. His arm. Then this is a wind up, and then the actual hit is locking his sword, I believe. And then you see a wind up again for another foot, and then the actual hit, he hits him. And then this is the follow through. He falls back because of that. He winds up it, and then actually that's one. My bad. Pulls his sword out, starts moving, but then Itachi starts doing something else. This could be counted as the hit. This is another multi-step action because he's grabbing him, then jumping around, and then he starts throwing him. This one, you can say wind up, and then hit, and then follow through because he falls back. So this one's pretty good as well. Some of the action is unclear. I'm going to be honest. This part is good so far, but as you can see, that's a lot of ones. Is a flashback. Actually, this one's 1, 2, 3. He lets you really know what's happening. And then, based on the position, his kunai's here, his sword's here, so he wraps around his arm, then jumps up, takes his sword out of the picture, so now he's got his arm and his sword. Is that his left arm? Why is his arm? Oh, wait. Oh, wow. He takes one arm out of the picture, then takes the other sword, and then kicks him. Positional based. And then while he's still in the air, Sasuke tries to hit him, but he uses his air time to dodge the attack. Oh, wow, I missed that. Oops. This is 2. This is 3. Sasuke attacks. See, they're moving. There are multiple moving pieces at the same time, and as you can see, almost every single panel has like a number on it. Jumps around him, lands. All of this is like preparation. This could all be counted as 1 or 2. But like he's building up his attack. He grabs, he's in the air, lands, he's pulling his arm back, winding up, then throws him. That was a good combo as well. And then we're almost done. That was 284. The ones I read were, let me see. 178 is the sound 4. 210 is Lee. 211 is also Lee. 284 is Sasuke versus Itachi. And now 452 is a good one. You see the wind up, and then the actual attack. He swings, my bad. And then you see the wind up, and then the actual attack. Technically this is a wind up for him too, and both of them are attacking here. Then here, you see the wind up again. More wind up. More wind up. Oh, yeah, this is also fight pattern. This is fight pattern as well. And technically, for this clone right here, Naruto was charging that up over here. And then finally, the hit. Then you see 2 wind-ups. Actually, 3rd wind-up, whoever's jumping there. And then the hit. And this is oh man, bro. Oh man, hold on. Let me rewind. So Omoi's over here. Sakura and Sai are both attacking. This jump right here was a wind-up for him to kick Sakura and to avoid Sai. Then you got the follow-through. This is follow-through too because he's jumping off her. And then you got a hit. And then, oh man, the positions in this were amazing. Him using someone else's weapon was so clean. And then he comes with an elbow from that position, from that swing. No, that's a different arm, right? No. Yes, it's a different arm. So he comes with an elbow, and then Omoi stops him. And then from that position, he summons a clone. And from that position, she jumps over his back and goes to attack him cleanly. And he grabs that sword. And then 2 come in to attack. And then from that position, Omoi jumps away from here to go to here to attack her, to stop, because Sakura's trying to attack Karui, Sai was trying to attack Omoi. That was good. And then the last one. This is 595. He's running in, you see the attack, but then this is Obito's wind up, and Obito hits. And then you see his follow through. Naruto attacks. You see him winding up, Obito winding up. Yeah, this is Obito's wind up, and this is guy's wind up. You see the attack flying. This is 1, my bad. You can count that as 2, I'm gonna count as 2. You see both of their attacks flying. You see his attack flying again, you see his attack flying again, and then they hit. He faces through him, because he had to face through that attack. And then, from that phase, position, I'll go to positions later. Then we see an attack, and he's also doing his action, the hits. Then we see hits again, well, yeah, no, that's not the hit. That's the flight pattern. And then this is the hit. Now we see him jumping in. I guess this could be kind of a wind-up. See his flight pattern, see the hit, then you see his flight pattern, then you see the hit, and there's a complex move, he hits it back. That's technically his one. Yeah, that's guy's wind-up. He's preparing the attack, then the attack flies. And then the hit, they both go through. No, this is more like a follow-through. Because the hits is both. Did I show? No, Obito didn't attack again. And then from that, I'll do positions later, my bad. See flight, then the hit, and then there's a follow-through. And then there's another part of the fight. He goes to attack him. You see, he's just flying. Then you see, I guess you can count this. Yeah. I'll say wind up. This is wind up. Then it's flying. It's flying. Hits. Then he's going in. It's flying. This guy is a wind up because he's pulling himself in. Kakashi's winding up on a move. Kakashi's flying. He's flying. Attack is flying again. This is a second attack. And then they slow down. You see all the attacks flying in their flight patterns. This is a wind up flight pattern. And then he kicks a kunai, which then doubles. No, he kicks a kunai. But then this turns into its own new attack. And then now this attack is in its flight pattern, while this attack is also in its flight pattern. This attack that was charging up here. There's so many moving pieces at the same time. Then the attack is flying and flying. And then it hits. And then this attack also hits. The kamui also hits here. Oh man, oh man. And now going back to positions. He went behind him. He went through him. And then since he was behind him, he attacked from behind. Position matters. And then here, oh man. So he's attacking from Obito's attacking Naruto from the front. Guys attacking from above. Their positions matter. The timing matters. And then he goes through. And then because he goes through him, he spins and he uses the momentum. Because using his back, he's backhanding here. And then he attacks with the other arm. While he attacks, you see the positions. Obito's behind him now. The position matters. And then here, same thing again. The position of the nunchuck matters. It's extremely important to this fight. It has to be going through him at the exact right time so that he doesn't get kamui'd. And then because they went through each other, he attacks again with a backhand, and he blocks with his back. The position matters. And then here, he's using the rocks to his advantage, attacking him, and then pulling him in, or pulling himself in. And then, oh, there are so many moving pieces. So Obito's hand is trying to get him, but then Kakashi also throws his kunai to interrupt that, so he gets interrupted here. But then because the kunai slipped through, he takes advantage of its position, knocks it back at him. And then Kakashi has to take that into account. And then he warps it away, and the punch goes through. So yeah, that's Naruto's combo info. This is going to be a long video. Usually in manga, they just show the attack. For example, they'll show character A punching character B, then they'll show character B punching character A. They don't do the wind up and hit a lot, and they also don't do the wind up flow and hit a lot either, and they don't do it that consistently. So when I see this in Naruto, it looks really impressive. And Naruto's not the only one to do this. Magi has a couple of really good pages where they have that amazing panel flow where they show like minute details and you can animate it in your head. That's how smooth it is. Jujutsu Kaisen does it a few times. Soul Eater does it sometimes. And I just wanted to appreciate this art because I thought it was really cool. And I kind of made this video for myself as well because I wanted to have all of them compiled together. All these moments where like the combos just look really good and the panel flow is just amazing. So yeah, that's all I have. So the important rules are, number 1, you have the 4 steps of action. And number 2, you have position matters. It's not just like they punch and then you reset, then you punch and then you reset, then you kick and then you reset. It's like you punch and now where you are in that position matters for your next attack or for your opponent's next attack. For the opponent's next attack. That's all I got. Story Surgeon, Art Surgeon, signing out. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.